So HTC just launched their new flagship for 2017, the U11, on Tuesday. And despite it being a very great phone with innovative features and the best camera ever, I still don't think that this is the phone that can save HTC. But why is that when it is a great phone? Hey, what's up? I'm Brian with EBO Gadgets, and this is what's up with the HTC U11. I realized that such a controversial topic needed a proper and scripted video to go along with it. And before I go on to what I have to say, I want you to keep in mind that I'm not bashing on HTC. I like them just as much as you do. And now on to the video. So in case you didn't catch it yet, HTC just unveiled the U11 at an event in Taiwan early in the morning on May 17th. For us at least, it was early in the morning. It looks basically like an HTC U Play, just a little bit more refined. The two standout features, apart from improved boom sound and added water resistance, are the new EdgeSense feature that lets you squeeze the phone to perform shortcut actions, and the highest DxOMark rated camera on a phone ever. First, some words to what I think of the phone, so you can't bash me for hating on HTC. I do really like the design of the phone, though I do think that they should have worked on the bezels a little bit. The camera looks very promising, and I think that EdgeSense feels like a very innovative and useful feature. But despite the HTC U11 feeling like a really great phone, I still don't think that it's going to be the phone that saves HTC, which is very unfortunate. So we all know that HTC isn't doing great. They almost lost $350 million in 2016. The Vive and not so bad sales for the HTC 10 were factors that made that loss actually lower than the years before, however. So HTC is doing better, and the U11 is probably going to sell admirably, but they really need a winner on their hands, otherwise HTC is just not going to make any money. So before I address what I think of the future of the HTC U11, I just want you to click the eye in the top right corner to get to a video from TechAltar on how to cure a fanboy. I just want to put out there that I really like HTC, and that I think that the U11 is a step in the right direction. It does a lot of catch up with other flagship phones with its waterproofing and probably really great camera. But I just want you to listen to my arguments now. I think that the HTC U11 is not going to be that fundamental helper for HTC that I mentioned before. Now why is that? Didn't I just say that it was a great phone? Yes, but what I think, and also what you think as a probably very tech-interested person that watches this video, is not what really matters. We represent a very viral, but not that large percentage of the people that actually buy smartphones. And I don't want this to turn into a debate whether you like the fingerprint scanner on the front or the back, like on the Galaxy S8. A fingerprint scanner on the front or the back doesn't determine the success of a phone. HTC is not going to have a successful quarter just because we all buy their phones. The audience that HTC has to attract to sell their phones in large enough quantities is the mainstream demographic. The problem is that most people don't choose a smartphone based on long research and based on where they can get the best value and features for them. Most people buy phones on contract. That's why a new smartphone is not an €800 upfront investment for them, but rather just a decision on what they want to keep paying €40 a month for. Even though you and me know that buying a phone upfront is actually smarter than buying it on contract. But because this is how people buy phones, the first impression in the store counts. The extension of a contract and choosing the new phone to go along with it is a matter of not even an afternoon for most phone buyers. And I just think that a Galaxy S8 or even LG G6 is going to make a better first impression. That's not to say that I'm endorsing these companies more than HTC. I just think that the U11's design doesn't stand out enough when compared to these two. The bezels on the front are pretty big, when they look like out of the future on the Galaxy S8 and LG G6. And the two main new and arguably standout features on the HTC U11 are just not going to draw people to buy the phone in the short amount of time that they will spend with some phones before choosing one, I think. The squeeze function does have its benefits, but it's just not going to have a real value to most people. The technology is really underutilized here, I think. They showed it off as a touch-sensitive panel in the demo videos, but like it is now, all its functionality can basically be replaced with a normal button. It's just like with 3D Touch. It does have some great implications, but most can just be replicated with long press actions. Look at the shortcuts in Android Nougat. And 3D Touch, just like EdgeSense, is a function that you're not even going to notice as being present on the phone if nobody tells you. You would be surprised how many iPhone users don't know that 3D Touch even exists. And I think that EdgeSense, even though it is very revolutionary, is unfortunately up for that same future. The infinity display on the Galaxy S8, on the other hand, is something that you will immediately notice when seeing the phone for the first time. And even though it doesn't have any usability benefits whatsoever like EdgeSense, I think that it's going to drive more people toward buying a phone because for them, their phone is a status symbol that has to have a wow effect. And yes, the infinity display does have some manufacturing issues, but they're arguably not big enough for most people that they're going to care. We tech enthusiasts care, but we're not the golden standard. Okay, so if EdgeSense doesn't drive any people to buy the phone, then the best camera ever on any smartphone does have to drive people to buy it then. And that may very well happen, but despite a DxO Mark rating of 90 being very impressive to you and me, it's not really something that tells the average person anything. They will probably never have heard of DxO, and the problem with that is that the cameras on smartphones are just good enough at this point. Every smartphone from the iPhone 7 to the Galaxy S8 and the LG G6 has a great camera, and thus I really don't think that it's that big of a selling point for the mainstream anymore. Tons of people use iPhones for photography not because they have the best DxO Mark rating, but because they have the best interface, sharing and editing options to go along with a sufficient camera. HTC has the same problem that Sony has. Sony is building great smartphones and they're trying to market them with their great cameras, but that didn't really catch anyone because all the other smartphones also have great cameras. The fundamental problem is that smartphones are just getting mature enough. And because of this, manufacturers have to come up with more innovative ways to market their smartphones, like I explained in my last video. And EdgeSense is not really such a feature, I don't think. This makes it hard for companies like Sony and HTC who are building great but non-special smartphones. OnePlus can get away with this because they're selling their phones at a lower price for which you can forgive some things. But for the 750 euros that flagships from HTC and Sony cost, not having something that stands out is harder to justify. It's just like with the HTC 10 last year. That phone was great and sold more than HTC's previous efforts, but it still didn't save them. But what do you think? Do you agree with me? Or do you think that the HTC U11 is going to be that fundamental game changer that saves HTC? Let me know down in the comments below or tweet it at me. Just be constructive, okay? So we can all have a great day. And as always, if you liked the video, press the like button and get subscribed to the channel for a new episode of this every week. You should also check out the previous episodes. Click follow on Instagram and Twitter because I post a lot of cool stuff there and also behind the scenes content. And you should visit the website for the written version of this and other interesting articles. But with that, I want to thank you all for watching and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.